Ah,
Oh, halo. See? Can you hear me?
Hey Sid. Hey Jeff.
Hey, Vincent. I cleaned up my car, so I forgot to put the my
You forgot which one, Jeff?
phone holder. I mean,
Oh, okay.
uh,
Yeah, if it gets like if your hand starts feeling numb, you can turn off the camera for a bit.
yeah.
Because I know for myself, if I hold my phone for too long, I don't know why my hand just gets numb. Once it's like once there's too much heat, like if it's recording a video or something.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry.
Hey
Hi.
Sid,
Hi. How are you?
doing good. How about you?
Good. So we don't have a second speaker.
Okay. We'll probably just do an impromptu speech. If anyone would like to give it a shot.
You want to do one?
I think it'll be tricky for me. Just because
Okay.
just because I'm out today.
Oh, yes, right.
But you're
We'll
not
just,
gonna do
we'll
it.
just, yeah, I'll hold off. I can still do table topics though.
Yeah, okay, good.
Then I'll do the second speaker.
You do the second speaker, Jeff?
Yes. Sure.
And yeah, waiting for the others. So how's your week been?
Same old to me.
Yeah, lots of exercise
Yeah. Every day.
every day.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, I need to get to that. Oh,
Hey, Betty.
cute doggies. Hi, Betty.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do the workout speech.
The?
The speech about workout exercise.
Okay, workout. Okay.
Workout exercise. Interesting.
So, Betty, are these your fur babies?
Yes, my two baby.
Cute.
Oh, you got two babies already.
One my friend gave to me, the white one.
The white one. White one is on the left or on the right? It's all white to me.
You have colorblind?
The one on the left looks like doggies I had when I was, well, my mother had when I was a kid, like when I was really small.
Yeah, I small dog.
I have a lot
Sleeping.
of dog. A lot of dog when I was little.
Ah,
They come and go,
yeah,
very interesting.
well, it was with cats. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine. You still evaluating the first speech?
I guess so. I was about to ask if I had a role. Who's the first speaker?
Daniel, we're still
Daniel.
waiting for him.
Nice, that's good.
I was trying to share my YouTuber experience for Joanne, but Joanne is not feeling well, so I'm gonna push that next time.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to do things on YouTube, but more like, informational, historical things. So very different from what you're doing, Jeff, and much more niche, I think. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
It's good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Still ready to be the first speaker?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, who's the first individual? Oh, yeah, Brian, yeah. And, well, let's maybe, Benson is supposed to be timing. Maybe let's give him a minute. We also need an Armenian and an evaluator for the second speech. Any volunteers?
I could try evaluation.
Evaluation?
Who's the second speaker?
Jeff.
Jeff? Is that round robin, or do you want a dedicated
Well, that's
evaluator,
a good
Jeff?
question.
I want round robin, but if
Oh, yeah.
did Daniel say you want to do a evaluator?
It was Vincent
Oh, that,
who hesitantly volunteered.
oh, that's Vince.
Yeah, I was just worried about my ability to take notes. But in this case, then yeah, let's do round robin. Just to
Round
Round
keep it
robin.
simple.
Okay.
Let's go with round robin. Hey, sorry, I'm gonna drop around 12:55 and earlier. So if we
Okay.
the picture earlier, please. I mean,
Okay. I'll try not to forget. Remind me if I forget.
And the other thing is for officers to stick around if possible. So we
Yes, definitely. Big time. Okay, all we need now. Hi, Benson. So you are our timer.
Yes, I'm the
And
time.
you the timer. Who can be the Armenian? I guess I could double as the Armenian. Okay. Let me double as the Armenian. I'll write that. Okay, can I rename? Yes.
Yes, can you repeat all the rule? Thank you.
Yeah, so let me repeat the rules. So our first speaker is Daniel, who will be evaluated by Brian. Our second speaker is Jeff, who will tell us about workout, exercise, who will be evaluated round robin style. Then we will move to table topics, of course. So table topics master is Vincent. And the general evaluator is yourself, Betty. Benson is our timer, and I will be our Armenian. The theme for today is finding your voice. And the word of the day is authentic, which is an adjective, which means true to one's own personality, spirit, or character. For instance, as in the sentence, his authentic voice resonated with everyone in the room. And right, so we are ready for our first or our first speaker. Danielle, how much time would you like?
I need about 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah,
So 3 to 5? Okay.
3 minutes. Yeah, 3 to 5. Yes.
Okay. All right. Benson, let us start timing then. Thank you.
Can I start or?
I think so, right?
Oh, okay. Sure. All right. Okay. Thank you. Fellow Toastmaster and owner guest. We have all heard something says you are what you eat. But today I want to talk about not just beyond food. It's beyond, it's about the minds and the heart. In the digital world, we constantly surrounded by influencers on social media. Some share some of the opinions and inspire us, but some of them not too much. I have noticed when I've followed some people on the Instagram and they are not fully aligned with my value. And sometimes it creates anxiety and confusions. Recently, I decided to unfollow some of them on Instagram. And I realized that more I listen to their content, sometimes it just kind of confuse of what I believe. So this taught me something important. You have to choose or make a decisions or having a role models, and role models matters. You can have several role models for different perspective of your life. Someone who value the mindsets resonates of what you thinks. When you choose wisely, it actually give you those role model can actually influence you and give you the good direction and provide a good confidence for yourself. I want to use an example that I actually recently think of the role models in one of my personal life. So when I work out, I sometimes will think of Jeff. You know, those who never give up attitudes kind of pushes me keep going. Because I know that Jeff had some injury before because of the weightlifting, but he didn't give up. He's still doing what he does on the weekly basis and even post the things on social medias, on YouTube. That really inspired me. So that is a simple role model that I've just followed. In my career, I look up some of the entrepreneurs that they build a good business from the ground up. And sometimes I just study their hobbies and let the mindset kind of guide me. Without a role model, it's easy to go and flow and let the life take you wherever you want. But sometimes it can be a little risky. Not everything's in life will impact you positively or being helpful. Sometimes you just have to choose or set a goal for yourself. So next time, when you think about what you eat, remember it's not just the food. It's everything you kind of consumes around you, the people that you hang out with, the companies that you worked in. And that is the value that reflects you. And it really helps you along your way into your life. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Very important speech, very important topic, especially these days with social media getting more and more. I'm going to use the word triggering, but I'm projecting. So I'm going to paste, and I should have pasted other things as well. I now realize. Definitely. Let me paste first the word of the day because I forgot. Theme and word of the day. And the feedback form. Together with, I'm also posting the form to access feedback responses, which there as well. And Benson, if you can start timing us for 1 minute while we provide feedback, thank you very much.
Amida.
Done? Okay, thank you very much, Benson. Now we move on to our second speaker of the day, Jeff, for a speech on workout and exercise. And thank you, Jeff, very much for accepting to do this on the fly since Joanne couldn't make it today. Thank you, Jeff. How long do you need?
Can I have 6 to 8 minutes, please?
6 to 8 minutes? All right. Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Pharaoh Toastmaster. Really coincident. My topic is very close to Daniel's. And yes, workout is important. As Daniel said, food are important. So just before this meeting again, like last week, my coworker's ex-girlfriend, now I believe become a girlfriend again. They kind of backed up together. And that's not the point. The point is, I know she loves debating. So do I. So we have very quick conversation about what being healthy. So I make my own pizza. So I told my friend, my coworker, say, hey, you should bake the pizza for her. She said, oh, you know, I can't eat pizza because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you guys always probably heard my statement all the time, anytime. What is your belief? The belief that works. What I mean is, whatever you do, whatever, just like Daniel mentioned, whoever you follow, that works for you. But what is working for you? Working for you by what? If you are financially successful, well, you're supposed to have several $1 million in your account. Simple enough. If you're trying to tell people how to do a good communication, you yourself have to know how to speak. You can't just suggest something you don't even capable. You don't even capable. You are not even capable. So let's get to the bottom line. The food you are eating is what you are. And what that means is, like I always say, you gotta have 6-pack. And you might say everybody's different. Of course, everybody's different. No one is the same. But I want you to think about when you were 9 years old, 13 years old, or generally speaking of the human being. You got 6-pack at the moment, pretty much 99%. Or you might say, oh, I'm not. It depends. Well, freaking depends. Everything is depends. So when you think about depends, the first moment, that means you're not going to do it. So when you or me getting a new message, long time ago, yes, that depends always pop up in my mind first. And gradually, I find out that's a rejection because everything is depends. Then what's the bottom line? The bottom line is me, the extra message I want to share with you all was when I was 11 years old, I got gout. The gout, Brian got it long time ago. Think about this, 11 years old. And what is gout? Kidney disease. And why? Because I got food poison. But the point is not about that. It's about 11 years old and I got gout until probably 10, 15 years ago. I have all kind of diets. Of course, we call the vegetarian diet. And I fixed that. Yes, I fixed that. Not the 100%. And I was suicidal for years. And even worse, on 2008, I got frozen shoulder. And you might think frozen shoulder, what is freaking frozen shoulder? And you might say, oh, frozen shoulder is because you use the force on your arm or whatever, it's just not balanced and you are too weak. Well, think about why I was too weak. Because I was weak. And why I was weak? Because my kidney, my liver, my everything. And you might say, or because you didn't exercise. Well, why? Why I didn't think about exercise? Why I didn't think about workout? Why in the moment I just poured too much and then I got gout? I got frozen shoulder. And that frozen shoulder caused me the sleep insomnia for 9 years I've been talking about. So when people talk about, well, life is really boring, suicidal here and there. And what is the reason? What is the true reason? It's a food. And you might say it depends again. Well, everything is depends. So why you say food, Jeff? Because 7 years ago, I started intermittent fasting. I kind of reset my body. But I still got a suicidal mindset for a couple of years until I start changing my diet. And I've been jogging for a long, long time. However, my jogging was a joke. Couple quarter miles, not couple miles. It's a couple quarter miles. And every time when I jog 2 miles, 3 miles, I need to take a break for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. You can tell that was so weak. But thanks to Daniel saying, I didn't give up. And yes, I didn't give up. So food I took after intermittent fasting. And if you heard any kind of YouTuber saying this and that, you might say, well, I don't believe that. So I'm trying to share with you all now. I believe that. And here is why. Before I took the intermittent fasting, I guess I shared that before. I talked to my wife. and son, we have a family meeting. I say I'm gonna do a intermittent fasting in case I was sick or fall into coma or whatever. Took the insurance money, enjoy your life. Don't even need to worry about my death. Just donate to whoever want my body. Enjoy the money. Don't even say sorry. Don't even pretend like you feel sad. Of course they gotta feel sad, but I mean, it's really resolved. Well, I did it for 72 hours. I mean, the first was 48 hours. For about 4 months, I got fixed. My insomnia just gone. All of a sudden, just gone. And every night, I drank about 12 beers, IPA. You know IPA, right? IPA is 3 times more alcohol than the water beers. 12 every night for almost 7 years. And all of a sudden gone. And no one still believe in me because I share with my family. They don't believe. By now, I'm eating 60 to 70% fat, animal fat, beef, chicken, whatever. You would feel disgusted, super disgusted. Even now, I still feel disgusted myself. But I've been eating for 5 years. I eat same thing over and over for past almost 7 years. Here's my point to you. Is sometimes what you hear, what you see, what you follow, what you doing might be correct for general speaking. For general speaking. So when someone like me, where is my light, by the way? Okay. So someone like me telling you something, the first thing is, or it depends. And I want you to hold that depends. And then trying to really do it yourself. If you still have any kind of issue, including six-pack issue, if you don't have six-pack, well, I'm just kidding. I know no one has six-pack. In my whole building, this whole building, only me and the other guy got six-pack. It's like a 10,000, right? 2 out of 10,000. It's not easy, but that's the bottom line. If you are financial success, you're supposed to have $1 million in your account. If you are healthy, you're supposed to have no allergy, no ills, very, very short and few negative mindset. You can handle any kind of freaking stress. You can come up with anything that you say, let's do it. So now, finally, if you want to be succeed, remember one word, just freaking do it little by little, and you'll become successful in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or even you become 100 years old. Who cares? Melon Toastmaster, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you for sharing with us how you succeeded in turning your health around and for your very inspiring speech. Benson, can you time us for 1 minute for the 1 minute feedback? Okay, starting now. Thank you.
1 minute up.
Thank you, Benson.
Mm.
So we are now going to move to the table topics portion of our meeting. Table topics master Vincent is now going to take over. Thank you very much, Vincent.
Thank you so much, Sib. And I really liked your theme for today. So it's about finding your voice and being authentic. And I hope that these questions today will be able to help us explore that side of ourselves and how we see it in others. The first question I'd like to call on Benson. And can I ask, Brian, would you be able to time Benson during his speech? Thank you. Benson, for your question, how can you tell whether someone is being authentic or fake? How can you tell whether someone is being authentic or fake?
That's a good question. That's a life skill, man. Thank you for asking this question. My job is focusing on the network security. So we have developed a bunch of products to identify person. Basically, it's confirm whether this is an authentic person or it's a faked ID or whatever. So that's in the network world. But I think the question is more about when you talk to some people, you want to figure out whether he is talking authentically or he's kind of lying or fake some stories on that. So I say this is a life skill. It's not easy. And I don't think I have the skill to tell whether the person is authentic or a fake while we immediately meet, like in the first minute. So my assumption is that people are always good, so he is authentic. Then I try to verify, like to prove if I'm wrong. So basically, I only fail in the fake person for once. So once is acceptable. And if I failed twice or give them fake people third time, that's my problem. And I figured it's very useful when you do cross confirmation. Like if Vincent said something, I can talk to Vincent's friend or some people knows Vincent and to cross verify if that's authentic or it's fake. Back to table topic master.
Thank you for that example, Benson. You just have to not talk to my brothers or sisters. They'll be like, Vincent always picks on me. It's very argues all the time. Anyway, thank you so much, Benson, for sharing how you personally identify who is real and who is not. The next question I have, so instead I'll switch it up and I'll ask the question twice, and then I'll call someone at random. That way you get the chance to think about the question. Next question is, do you think people are more authentic with friends, family, or strangers? Why is that? Do you think people are more authentic with friends, family, or strangers? And why is that? For this one, I'll call on Sid.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Well, I would say it depends. It depends on the family members, it depends on the strangers. And even then, I think some aspects of ourselves are easier to be authentic about with some people than with others. I think we naturally are going to be more authentic about the aspects of ourselves that we sense or recognize in other people. In any case, of course, it requires trusting the person, trusting that they are not going to if this authenticity makes us feel vulnerable, that they're not going to use these vulnerabilities in whatever way. And yeah, I think that is definitely why personally I feel it's easier to be more authentic with some people or with others. And that is the magic of connecting with someone, to be able to express our authenticity differently with different people. Thank you very much. And back to you, Tabletop Mixmaster.
Thank you so for sharing that thought. It sounds like it's just finding the right group to feel that you trust with your vulnerabilities. I really liked how you expressed that. The next question I have is that how does culture or society influence how authentic we are? How does culture or society influence how authentic we are? For this one, I'd like to call on Daniel.
Sure. Can you repeat the question again? I didn't hear the last part. How this authentic, how, like, sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, definitely. So I was just wanting to ask, how does either the culture or society influence how authentic we are?
Sure. Thanks for the question, Vincent. I think culture and society play a big part of who you are and how authentic you can be. For instance, sometimes when I go to the church, I meet the people and I feel like they are very sincere and it's very authentic. But sometimes at some workplace, I feel like people are pretty fake. So that tells the difference. Depends on who you hang out with and what environments can actually change. It's kind of tied up to what Jeff said earlier in his speech about the values. Thank you. Back to you, Vincent.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing that experience. How different communities can kind of create that feeling of authenticity, while in some places you might feel more guarded. Thank you for sharing that. The next question I have is, when do you feel most like yourself? When do you feel most like yourself? For this question, I'd like to ask Betty if you're available.
Can you repeat again?
Yes,
When you
definitely.
feel
Yeah. When do you feel most like yourself? When do you feel most like yourself? And this could be in different settings. This could be like you feel most authentic in Toastmasters. This could be you feel most authentic at home. Wherever place you feel most authentic.
yes. Thank you, tabletop masters. When I feel most like myself, of course, in the house, right? If I don't face everybody or in front of people, and I can be myself, I can just wear whatever I want, even underwear or whatever I want to do in the house, I can enjoy my time. I can be myself, the authentic, true myself, and just do whatever I want, like learning something. I'm trying to learn the piano and learn the Chinese Kung Fu too. And I don't feel I even need to go to exercise. I can exercise in the house because I feel waste money to go to the gym. But I need to more convince myself to do it. or people get lazy. So you want to be true of yourself, you need to close the door and then just face to yourself, and then you don't need to see anybody, and then you just need to do the meditation and just try to see inside of yourself, and then you will get more from some not other people can help you. You can just self-study, self-improve yourself sometimes. And this is most efficient. You can help yourself. If you cannot find a way to go through the any kind of answer, you can just see through yourself inside. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty. And I appreciate how you're able to bring up just like being able to wear whatever you want at your home, just being your most comfortable self. I know that I find myself in certain meetings where I'm like, I'm just wearing pajamas. That's it. All right. And I want to double check with our Toastmaster Sid. How many more questions are we able to do for table talks?
Well, it is 12:41 according to my computer clock, so I think we are probably out of time. Is that correct?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Sid. I'll return the control back to you, Toastmaster Sid.
Thank you very much, Vincent. And I am going to be calling on our general evaluator for the day, Betty. Over to you again, this time as general evaluator.
Thank you, table. Thank you, Toastmasters. Today we have a great meeting. Even we don't have a lot of people, but we have enough people to do the role and Sip do the great job for the Toastmasters, and also Vincent do the great job for the tabletop masters. Today, let's go to the evaluation part first. Let's welcome Brian to evaluate Daniel.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. And thank you, Daniel, for your awesome presentation today about influencers and being influenced. And I really appreciated your introduction today, starting off with a quote, "You are what you eat," as a message that has a lot of meaning to it. And we've all heard the quote. And I think that's a good way to start off your introduction. And I say this because oh, you do something really interesting later. I'm going to go over some things that you did well in your speech, and then maybe a little part where you could improve upon your inclusion. Your introduction, not the inclusion, the introduction was really good, and how you transitioned into influencers, and then your examples are great of types of influencers. The the core role models that you should have, and ultimately the problem that you have with influencers, that if being influenced means that you have to challenge your own beliefs and your own core values, and that's always uncomfortable. And having a good group of role models is going to help you solidify in those values and know who you are. I think your message was really great today, and your delivery was really great today as well, in terms of being a consistent pace, calming pace, very confident and direct delivery today, Daniel. I think you excel in those areas. But something that you could improve in terms of this theme of finding your voice, is add a little bit of variation to that, where there's a time where you brought up an influencer in this room, but maybe you could insert a little pause, like, can you guess who the influencer in this room that's influencing me as one of my role models? Yeah, a little pause there. And then you don't have to go crazy. It's Jeff! Woo! You don't have to be all that crazy, but you could even bring your voice down an octave and be real serious. But yes, it's Jeff. Jenny's in this room right now. You can find this range and you play with it. And this is the perfect place to experiment with your voice, to try different things in your speeches, and vary up the timing, vary up the volume, vary up the pitch of your voice at certain times. It's more like adding a little bit of flavor or a little bit of spice. And it's not the main course, of course, in what I'm talking about is you don't want to overuse any of this. Just kind of sprinkle it in there. Just change up your voice a little bit once in a while. Add pause for effect. But something I think that you did really interesting, and I'd like to highlight is that your introduction of your quote of "You are what you eat," but you also brought it back. So there was a callback to your introduction and your conclusion, and having that message solidified at the end. Um, so when you think about what you eat, think about everything else, like your heart and your body and all the core people in your life. I think you did a really great job there, and I'm gonna take that away in my speeches in the future. And I hope all of us in this room also feel the same way in terms of being inspired by the techniques that you posed today and really highlighting your message. I think you did a great job today, Daniel. Thank you so much, and I look forward to your next speech. So I'm going to hand it back over to our general advisor, Betty. Thank you.
Thank you for Brian to add some flavor for Daniel's speech. Daniel talking about you are what you eat. I saw he's want to talking about the food. Maybe not, just kidding. Okay, next, let's have a long robin for Jeff. First, let me ask Vincent. Let's welcome Vincent.
All right, thank you so much, Betty. Jeff, I really appreciate your speech. One thing that I really appreciate was how you were able to constantly use this phrase, like, so what am I talking about? Or what's the main key idea here? I think using that phrase is excellent in getting our attention, but also helps remind us, like, what do you want your point to be? So I thought that that was a very effective thing that I'll have to use in my future speeches too. I think one strategy to make this speech even better, I think there were a few instances where you mentioned the initial story about coworker's girlfriend, but she doesn't reoccur in the story. So I was hoping that later on in the speech, maybe you could add her at the conclusion, or if you notice that the speech might be too long, you could just mention your few key points, just the main parts where you were talking about your exercise and your beliefs about in order for you to speak on something, you have to have some sort of proof in order to convince others. So that's the only point that I would recommend, just to see if there's some way to squeeze the initial character, initial story person that you introduced from the beginning to the end. But overall, I really liked how you constantly grounded us again with your use of the phrase, like, what do I want to talk about? What's the key point here? Thank you, Jeff, for this impromptu speech.
Thank you, Vincent, for the great evaluation. Let's invite another person, Benson.
Oh,
Let's welcome
thank
Benson.
you. Thank you, Betty. I picked my name. So, yeah, Jeff, your speech is always encouraging. And also, you are not just a speech, like, you are not a wording guy. You are action guy. So, from what I learned from you is you do what you say, and you say what you do. That's a good, very authentic personality from Jeff. So another success. As a timer, I should remind you that you used up your time, exceed the time you planned. You used 11 minutes compared to 6 to 8. Okay, back to general evaluate. Betty.
Yeah, I didn't see the color change.
Yeah, I wanted to
Okay.
mention that I realized that when I'm on my phone today, it's like it's unless we have you specifically there, Vincent,
I
the
use
stoplight gets
next
blocked.
time I use a different theme. Yeah, it's not obvious.
Yeah, it's just mostly for phone users. I think with desktop, it's perfectly fine.
It's okay. Yeah, I have the full screen color as well.
Thank you for Benson. Sorry, I got interrupted on the phone. I noticed, Vincent, today your voice is not very clearly. Maybe the space or something. Okay, let's ask Daniel. You want to have an evaluation for Jeff real quick for less than 1 minute?
For Jeff, yes. Jeff, you did a wonderful job. Every time that we hear your stories, we will just want to hear a little more. You started with your ex-girlfriend situation that what made me wonder that, I want to listen more about, like, what was the arguments that you had. You said that you like to debate, but overall it was great. I like how you started with introductions and lead to a thought or opinions of you reflecting on the workout, as well as how you value the daily life. So those are pretty interesting. And I like how you said you do not want to give up on certain things. And wow, that was incredible that you can do couple miles on your jogging each time. That actually is very impressive. And I do wanna learn that from you next time, if I could. And I like that you share a little of your personal side of the story on the food that you eat and how you believe on some of the theories on the YouTube. So overall, I really like it. It's very good speech and very relaxing to hear. Thank you. Back to you, Betty.
Thank you, Daniel. I don't remember Jeff talking about his girlfriend, just he said his wife and his kid. Anyway, just kidding.
No, my coworker's ex-girlfriend, not my girlfriend.
Okay, yeah.
But don't say that around Jeff's wife.
And every time Jeff share his food, I feel kind of disgusted because I won't like to cook Jeff's food when he eat that kind of food. Anyway, but he can cook very good bread. He is very professional. He show his video to me. He know how to cook the bread, but not the food. Okay, next, let's invite the Marriott sip.
Yes. I saw Brian mention that we need to take a picture now. Indeed, because Jeff needs to go, so perhaps we should stop there and then I will give my evaluation because it will take more than 2
Yeah.
minutes for me to do that. I think.
Honored duty. Okay. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Done.
Thank you, Benson. So regarding my evaluation as an American, there were very few filler words. I think I heard Daniel say at the beginning. I trust I must be the one who had the most us because that's usually the case, but I did not condemn. People use the word of the day actually during table topics because the questions refer to the word of the day. So then they used it a lot. Like I think Benson must have used it something like 5 times. When it comes to grammar, I have remarks that I think may be useful for Daniel because what's really interesting is that Daniel had picked up a couple of grammatical things that you do often. Often so they should be easy to fix. Often you add an S at the end of certain terms when there is no S. In particular, verbs. For instance, you tend to put an S at the end of the verb with you. For instance, what you thinks, wherever you wants. When there is no S then, it's what you think wherever you want. Sometimes also with nouns. You said social medias, and it's social media because media is already plural because it comes from the Latin. Yeah, you said you consumes instead of you consume. So I think if you could focus Oh yeah, and role models matters instead of role models matter because it's the plural. So I think if you just could focus on that specific aspect of grammar, that would already do away with pretty much all the mistakes you make that I picked up. You have a really rich vocabulary. I was really impressed by how rich your vocabulary is. So I think you can really improve your speech dramatically by just making this one correction. Jeff, I sensed some grammatical mistakes. I didn't write down exactly what you said. I know at some point you said I got food poison or something like that when it's food poisoning. Correct for generally speaking. When it is correct, generally speaking, one doesn't put for in front of generally speaking. And that's all I picked up. Together with the word, I'm going to need help with this one. You said pizza, and it's something like pizza. Don't trust me because obviously I have not the best American accent as well, but there was something about the way you pronounce that word that you may want to check with someone with an American accent. Benson, I didn't pick anything up except maybe I think you said good question. It's good question instead of it's a good question. I'm not sure. And Daniel, again, oh yeah, you said play a big part of something instead of saying play a big part in something. And that is all I have. That is all I have.
Thank you,
Thank
Sid,
you.
for the very detailed report. But I did catch Benson have one N earlier. Also, thank you for Benson to report the timer on there. Usually the speaker, Daniel, like 5 to 7. Your 4.25 is, I guess it's too short. Next time you can elaborate more. And Jeff's too long. And table topic and the evaluator, most is on the range. Brian almost got over 3 points. 3.30 we go over. Okay, and most of the day, everybody talk about the authentic. Almost everybody, right? I didn't catch Sif. Okay, so thank you for today's meeting. Let's back to Toastmaster Sif.
Thank you very much. So we move on to the roles for next week. Do we have any volunteers to be the first or second speaker?
I'd like to see if Joanne can still continue with the second speaker, because I know she wasn't able to meet this time. So let's see if we can book
That's a
slot
good
for her for
point.
next week.
Anyone for to be the first speaker?
I can wait. Let me give it to you just one. I want to give another chance if anyone hasn't yet.
Can the first speaker be the first? Can the first speech be an impromptu speech?
I would
as well?
encourage prepared if possible. So it's like it could be mostly prepared. Like you had an idea in mind that you just want to test out. I think that's okay. Like it doesn't have to be completely perfect. It could just be that you thought about the structure for a while, but you just want to have those final tidbits from us. So I think that worked. You could say that it's impromptu, but it could be something that you thought about. If like I know sometimes that helps with me for the pressure to be like, oh, I don't want people to think that it's prepared.
Yeah, I won't be ready for a proper prepared speech next week. So I don't know. Hopefully we find a volunteer for the first speech.
Yeah.
General evaluator. Anyone wants to be general evaluator?
I could take this one on.
Okay. And table topics master.
Yeah, I do the tabletop.
Benson. Okay. I am going to put myself as evaluator for the first speech. Who wants to be, since it's unknown already, who wants to be the evaluator for the second speech? Nobody yet? Okay. Marianne, timer.
I can take the evaluator.
Evaluator for the second speech, Daniel, John. Okay. If she will be the second speaker. Okay. Well, we can decide on the other roles later. And we are just over time, about 1 minute. So I guess we should wrap it up. But for those of us who need to attend the office's meeting, I suppose we just stay online.
Yes, so those are officers still stick around. I believe Betty already gave me host, so I think it should be good. Yeah, so for anyone else, feel free to have to leave, but you can stick around if you'd like to listen in. That's perfectly fine too. Okay, hi Betty.
Hi, Betty.
All right. I wanted to hand it mostly to Daniel, but I did have a few announcements for the district, and kind of since it's Daniel's first time, just to give a brief overview for what we usually do. So generally for the business meeting, we like to bring up any points or actions that we've taken as officers or what we hope to take. So personal plans for ourselves. So say, for example, it could be that I'm a secretary. So oh, sorry, let me try to get my voice closer. But you might just see my forehead. So let me just switch my video off. Okay, so basically the key idea is that we go through each officer role and mention any actions that we're taking or we've assigned for ourselves or that you have assigned to us, Daniel, as the president. So this could be, for example, as a secretary, my job is to keep track of different files. So you might be asking, hey, Vincent, can you make sure that these files for the agenda or the way we're tracking the speeches is up to date and easy to look through? And what's the status on that? That's just an example. Or maybe it's for SIB as the VP. You could just ask for a quick update to say like, how's everyone's progress so far? Did you get any questions, et cetera, et cetera. Or it could be a personal goal that SIB had for VP. Things like that. So it's more roundtable updates. And then after that, we do a discussion and follow up with actions for what we agree on as actions before we meet for next time. Does that make sense? Are there any questions from anyone about the process?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds great. So we can go ahead and get started, do a quick roundtable, and after that we can go to Brian. So for myself as a secretary, I'm hoping I can clean up the Fritos host a little bit. So every time after the end of the meeting, I'll take it up on myself to just note down who has actually taken which role and log down different speech titles so that the speakers don't need to worry about it. It could just be that, for example, Daniel today had an impromptu speech that was focused about trying to find good role models. And then I'm thinking like maybe we could give that credit to him for mentorship, for example. So I'll just be logging down on as many speech details as I can so that during the time we have to figure out where does speech get assigned credit to, it's very easy, or it's very straightforward because we know what the topic is. So I'm hoping to log all those information pieces more clearly, and I'll see if I can share an update by next month for what it looks like so far and a guide for how people can access that.
So sorry, I didn't hear. Where do you log this in? You're cutting
so,
off a little bit. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. Let me turn my video off. So I'm mostly logging everything in Fritos Toast. So this is where the agenda is, and you see like in the agenda they have the information for the title and
Yes.
description. So I'm hoping to log in as many details as I can from what I remember
Okay.
from each speech there. That way, once you have to print a report for like, oh, how many speeches did I give? I forgot, or like what week did I give it out? Then it's all there.
All right. So in the agenda, you're the one who fills up in the agenda. Like, okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it'll be useful to like send it out to anyone. So this could be like for a future discussion, like what we want to do with this information per se. Like maybe I could
Yeah.
send out a report once a month to the speakers as a reminder. Like I can coordinate with Yusuf because I know that for you need people to submit their speeches, but not everyone does it immediately after. I know I don't. So this could be like a process. We could say every quarter I can gather all the reports for who did which speech, and then and then encourage people to log it in.
Right. So when someone is in the agenda, it goes automatically to that report, or you log in the information separately in the report?
I log in the information separately, and then afterwards,
Okay.
there should be a way to print out the report, like for a specific time frame. So you could say starting from July till now, how many speeches have I given? What was the title for each one?
Okay. All right.
And I'll see if I can demonstrate it too. So I'll make that my personal next action for the meeting, just to see if I can demo that, and if there's any enhancements any of the officers. I'll pass it off to the next person that would like to go.
Well, I can go since I started talking. I'm very concerned that I may have dropped the ball on some things because I mean I don't see people request to be confirmed. It's like I checked every week and there's nobody doing it. So I just do nothing, which is probably not the correct attitude. And the other thing is when I went to training, they mentioned that we should have some plan, generally speaking, for the club that we could track and that I would have to track that people stick to this plan. But I mean, I don't know what the plan is. So I haven't been sitting on anyone's, neck.
Yeah, I can give a quick answer to that for the VP role. So, good, yeah. So basically, the main thing that you have to check out is once people complete like 5 speeches, so it takes some time for you to actually receive a request. I'll see if I can submit one just so you can see an example of what it might look like. But basically, it might take like a month or so before you'll actually see a request, or unless someone messages you directly saying, "Hey, I submitted like 5 speeches. Can you approve them?" So it's not individual per se that you have to check each week, but more like maybe once a month is good. I think what you could do, right, well, it really depends on the club. Each club has their own way of doing vice president of education. But one of the key things is seeing if there's a way to either guide someone through pathways if they haven't experienced it before, don't know how to log it, or if you see anyone currently in the list that says like, oh, they're not pathways enrolled, or they haven't submitted speeches in a while, you can follow up with them and make it say, and just do like a check and say, hey, how are you doing with your speeches? Do you have any questions? And this could be at whatever cadence you feel you'd be comfortable with. But I would say that's the key thing I've noticed for vice presidents of education. You don't have to submit or check too regularly, just until there's a notification that comes in or the member reaches out to you directly saying, I've submitted these 5 speeches. Can you do a quick check?
Yeah, which hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. And if you notice it hasn't happened, you could have at one of the end of the meeting saying, hey, everyone, make sure you submit. I want to see more submissions.
Yeah, that's really what I should be doing. Yeah.
But I'll work with you just to help you get the report too. That way you can, you know exactly who's giving the speech. You know what you're Oh, and feel free, Brian, Vincent, if there's anything anything like that. I believe Benson was the VP before, a few years back. But if you had any tips for SIP as the VP.
Right. The VP of education is pretty tough, I think. Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's very hard to find some point you can just kick in and do something really really like contributions. So yeah, but when I do the VP of education, there are still some new members, pretty fresh new members. So I had some chance to um, guide them through to logging the pathways and also our club website. That was what I did. I hope I could do something like prepare some speeches with the members, but didn't have chance to make that happen. But yeah, other than that, my feeling is that as a vice president role in this club, it's pretty relaxed. But whenever you want to do something, you always got help. So just split out what idea you have, and we can do that. Yeah, I think I did pretty good on the VP of membership recruiting, the 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 public relationship, something like that. I did lots of work in the meetup and gave lots of feedback, like trying to recruit members. So that part I really enjoy. That's all I have.
Thank you, Benson.
No worries. Yeah.
Thanks, Benson.
hmm
And if you ever need help in terms of what, so I like Benson's idea with preparing or helping a new member prepare a speech, because I know sometimes at Icebreaker, the common question I get is like, what do I speak about? Or like, do I have any good topics? And then that's when you can step in as a sign of encouragement, especially for new members starting out with their speeches.
Yes, giving topic ideas.
But did you have any other questions, Seb, or anything that you need
No,
support
no,
from?
I'm just thinking. I think I'll think about things and I'll reach out to you again, perhaps. Thank you.
All right, I think we can go to the next person. Brian, which role did you have this time? I forget. Was it treasurer still?
Still treasure. Yeah, probably the same. Same. We have $150 in the bank.
Nice. I guess we don't have any like major in-person expenses, so.
Yeah, we also don't have any budget for anything else, like sending out ribbons or certificates. We just don't do that stuff. But if we wanted to, I don't think we have budget for it. Really, I think the only thing now that we're paying for is the automated responses. So I think it's really important to have. So I think we should keep it.
Okay. And speaking of, membership renewals is happening now. So if you haven't renewed, just please take a moment to do so. I think
That's before the end of September. Yeah.
Yeah, before end of September. Would you be able to post that, Brian?
Yeah. I
Just
forgot.
instructions,
I
etc.
forgot that it's September. Yeah, I will.
I know, time flies. I was just like looking, I was like, oh my gosh.
Ugh. Yeah, there has been a couple of people that did renew already. Preeta and Betty, I think. Okay.
Oh, sorry, you're on mute.
Preeta and Betty have renewed.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. I think we've seen an announcement there. Okay, and I think Vince, did you have an officer role this time around?
No, unfortunately, I don't have a role this term.
Okay, we might have. I was thinking that perhaps we could have like a mini committee for you, like if you can support with. Trying to think of which officer task is generally can be separate. And I remember something like mentorship chair, if that's something that you'd
Okay.
be interested in doing. Just like assigning mentors and managing mentors, and this will work closely with Sid as well, if you'd be open to that. Benson.
Yeah, of course. I open to any tasks in this club. Yeah. Just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking initially it could just be, for example, trying to figure out who currently would like a mentor, and who would like to be a mentor at the same time.
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
So it could just be like an initial survey or poll, whichever you
Yeah.
feel might work best.
Yeah.
All right, and I think the last person is Daniel. Oh, and Daniel. So yeah, that's basically what you'll do. You'll just check in with each officer to figure out what their status is, and then what you'd like the club to do next. So it could just be that, hey, I've noticed that that
Yeah.
we don't have as many events. I want this event, or do you want to structure the speech a different way? Let us know. So this one will be like you can guide the direction of the club and just get inputs from the club members too.
Thank you, Vincent, for guiding me through. I think this is great a meeting for me to learn how to run a club for the first time. I do notice that there are a few sign up to the club, new members sign up to the club, and I just wanna maybe I think this is important for all of us to acquire new members and every time when we have new members joined, hopefully we can make them retain, right? If we see anyone showing interest next time or in the future meetings, let's try to form a plan. As I was a club officer for the membership, I didn't do a good job. But as I was thinking back, I think that as few of us can actually do this in a more efficiency way. So first, I think when people joined it, if the VP of membership can reach out to that person, get the email, so we can have the VP of the membership follow up with them and CC the club presidents or I think club presidents and all others officers, and then so the VP of membership can outreach first, and then I can do if that we don't get the response, and I can do the second outreach. So that way we are not trying to stuck with like one person outreach to the same time. We can like form as a team to try to see if we can get that person signed up. So that's one thing, and then the other thing that I from the last year's experience, I think that from the first outreach, I think it's not, it might not be too, it might be not good way to just let them know like the membership fee and all that. I think that we like to give the opportunity for the member to try out like multiple times. We instead of like having say we have the memberships and this is like how much and then all that. I think that we, the general approach that we can do is to have them come join it for a few more times, and then every time when somebody show up like new members, we try to give them the opportunity to speak in the Toastmaster, sorry, table, round table. So we always give the priorities to them. If one of us can be the table topic master, I think that would be a good way for them to kind of engage. And I think that we can try from that, and then we will see as we go next. As we go, and then we can we can talk about more in detail. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Oh, and as a heads up, PM is currently Sonia, so that she's not able to make it. So there's a chance that you might be the first initial contact. Sorry, I keep forgetting this. Sorry. Sonia is currently the vice president of membership, so she's currently not able to make it to the meetings as regularly. So you might have to be the person to do the initial follow-up in case we do have a guest. Just as a heads up.
No. Mason, it's better. Can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, how is this now? Better?
Yeah, this is better, but there's some background noise around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll message it in the chat later.
Okay, yeah, sure.
No, from what I heard is that Sonia cannot make it to the meetings regularly. So as VP of membership, she'll be more of a follow-up contact to any guests that come. Was there any other details, Vincent?
Yeah, I was thinking that Daniel might have to be like a semi-vice president membership for now until Sonia's, unless Sonia's in the meeting. So if we do have a guest, Daniel, you might have to do the initial follow-up to get the email, and then you can CC Sonia to it to have the initial or follow-up.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, but I think that's mostly it for officers meetings. Let's just open the floor afterward. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I didn't hear who is going to act as VP of membership during the meetings, since Sonia is not here.
In this case, the priority, I guess it could decide for the club how we want to do it. But
Okay.
I would say we can have Daniel first as the first person. But if Daniel's not able
Okay.
to make it, it would be any one of the VPs. So it could be
Okay.
Yusuf, it could be Sanush as the vice president of PR. So any of the VPs can just put a message saying, hey, we'd like to connect with you. If you can, please post your email to us. You can send it to us privately, and we'll be able to CC the president and the membership to follow up. Or it could be you to personally do the initial email just to welcome them back. I do like Daniel's idea about not needing to, like, we don't have to give the membership details right away. It could just be us asking like, hey, we hope you can visit us next week as well to see if it's the right fit.
Thank you, Vincent.
Yeah, of course. I think that mostly covers it for this meeting. So we could probably call it a close.
Hey,
Okay.
we have a guest.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Betty's dad.
Okay. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
I think yeah, the meeting is done. Yeah, we can leave.
Yeah, we'll give the control back to him. Have a
Okay.
good one, everyone.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.